Marlee Matlin exposes an off-screen life full of some shocking turmoil in her new autobiography. I read it. It's very good. I'll scream later. Please welcome Marlee Matlin.
That's not you.
Not me. And her interpreter, Jack Jason.
She said she has the swine flu.
Hey, Marlee. We're all safe. Don't worry about it. But, you know, we were talking about Dancing with the Stars, and you were on there. Dancing with those other people since you got voted off.
The one that you need to be on. The one that you need to be on.
Thank you, Marlee. No, but you were so good on Dancing with the Stars. But, you know, Melissa she didn't get voted off. What do you think about that?
Well, she was really lucky. I think she really, you know, she made it. Len said you can't judge just on the one performance. You have to judge the whole show.
Okay.
And for her, I agree with what Len had to say. They're all great dancers. They're all really, I'm thrilled for her. I really am.
We have to give you your props, Marlee, because you were so wonderful on Dancing with the Stars because you couldn't hear the music. How did you pull that off?
Well, every time I danced, I could hear that music. It was on Monday and Tuesdays. Those were the only days of the week I could hear.
Right.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. No, it's all right, Sherry. In any case, no, actually, it was because of Fabian Sanchez, my dance partner.
Yeah.
He was really good. He led me, and I learned to just follow the dance. I followed the steps, and I'm a good student, I guess. That's how it goes.
Right, let me point out that Beethoven composed when he was deaf also.
So there you go.
There you go. But, Marlee, I read your book, as you know, and, you know, you won the Oscar and the Golden Globe for The Children of a Lesser God. She's an Oscar winner. And... sort of a bittersweet point to that, because when you were nominated, you were in rehab. Yes.
You know, of all places to be, I was in rehab for cocaine and pot addiction. And it was right in the middle of rehab that I got the phone call from Jack, who told me that I got nominated for the Oscar. And so there you go. How cliche is that? I mean, it was good and bad, sort of the two things at once. But you know what? There you go. What you knew.
Was the drugs a result or at all of her frustration with the deafness?
No, I don't think it was my frustration with deafness, I think, so much. It might have been. It might have been. Subconsciously, it might have been. But I would say, I mean, I went through a lot of things in my life, in my childhood, that no one should ever have to go through. Right. I was molested by a babysitter when I was 11. And then I had a sexual molestation with a teacher in high school.
You were 15, right, when that happened?
I was 15 years old, yeah.
Wow. And this was the first time that you've really talked about that so openly. How hard was it to write about in the book?
I felt it was time to write my truth, to tell my truth. It was time just to be honest about things. I'm a mother of 4 children, and watching my kids grow up sort of made me think about that. I want the best for them. You know, people have asked me why. Why do you want to bring up the past? Why didn't you talk about it then when you were 15? And it's simple, because I was told not to tell. I was told not to tell anyone.
Marlee, is that why you didn't tell your parents?
Well, I mean, I listened to the person who molested me. I mean, I never told anyone. I never told anyone, and I kept it in for the longest time. And that's what happened.
Yeah.
What an amazing person you are.
She is.
But what the headlines? One of the headlines from your book is about your relationship with William Hurt. You made Children of a Lesser God with him, and people thought that you were very close. But you write that he was abusive and that he was violent. How bad did it get?
I mean, we were very close. We were boyfriend and girlfriend living together. And the relationship was very volatile. And I was doing a lot of drugs at the time. And with me, he was in the middle of an alcohol relationship that he had with alcohol. So there was a lot of verbal, emotional, mental, and physical abuse during the time of our relationship. And I was glad that I got out.
He hit you?
Yes.
Yeah. But you know...
He's big also, and you're small.
Yes.
But
well, I mean, listen, I hit back.
No. Last week, William Hurt made this statement, I guess as a result of your book. He said, "My own recollection is that we both apologized. We both did a great deal to heal our lives. I didn't apologize for any pain I caused. I wish Molly and her family nothing but good." Have you forgiven him?
You know what? I'm sure that sounds like something a publicist might have written.
That's my answer. Yeah.
Wow.
during our time together, we did, during my drug phase, his alcohol phase, we did apologize, but it wasn't clean and sober, if you know how the program works. And so, no, he did not apologize. No. After this was all done, no. And I wish and appreciated he wouldn't use the word we.
What would you like him to do, Molly?
You know what? This is all I can say. In my heart, I have to live and move on. You have to forgive, but you don't have to forget.
You
just, for my own sanity, that's the way I have to deal with things.
You have 4 children, and you are married?
I am married to a beautiful man, and he's a police officer, and he's not in the business, so I'm happy about that.
Handsome.
No, he's hot. She said hot.
15 years?
We're going on 16 years, actually.
What did he say when you said you were going to tell everything in the book?
He said, well, actually, I asked him.
That's write the book. He said, go for it.
See, she talks.
No.
Tell them why you talk. Tell them why you don't do it all the time.
Because I pay him.
Well, I wouldn't have a job. I wouldn't have a job.
So you're going to have 4?
You're going to have 4?
4. No, 3.
But are you going to have 4? Are you going to have... Marley wants you to have 4.
As far as I know, I'm going to try to handle 3 first, and then maybe get back in bed and have another.
You know, one at a time, right?
Molly, are you totally deaf?
I'm totally deaf. I actually have 20% remaining or residual hearing, and this year I wear hearing aids. And if I take off my hearing aids, I hear nothing, but I sleep great at night.
She's terrific.
But without the sign language, you can read lips.
I can read lips. Okay, you could go.
Okay, fine.
Well, Marley...
No, I can read lips. It depends on the person that I'm talking to. I make an effort to be, you know, when people are making an effort to be clear.
But you've been deaf since you're 18 months old, right?
I've been deaf since I was 18 months old. I became deaf, and we actually don't know why I became deaf. I learned sign language when I was 5 years old.
And most people would say that's a difficult childhood. You say you had a great childhood. Tell us about that.
No, I had a great childhood. I had an absolute great health. I got everything. I was given everything. I was given the opportunity to explore the neighborhood, to meet people. I was never, ever denied anything by my parents. So that was good.
But you know, the wonderful thing, in addition to your humor and your beauty, is what you have done to have people understand, deaf people, and the fact that you have had the career. We wish there were more.
Well, thank you very much. It's a very kind thing to say.
Well, we want to just tell you, it's a great pleasure for us to have you on. Yeah. Joy is holding the book with the title of the book, which is everyone's going to get a copy of Molly.